Reminded me that family doesn't automatically equal trust, and that boundaries were essential, especially when dealing with someone who had shown such disregard for respect and ownership. One evening, after another tense family dinner, my brother tried a different approach. He approached me quietly, asking if we could talk man to man. I listened politely, letting him air his grievances. He claimed remorse, said he had misunderstood the rules, and even hinted that he wanted to make amends. I didn't dismiss him, but I didn't reward the behavior either. I acknowledged his words, but I made it clear that his actions had consequences. Ownership wasn't negotiable, and trust once violated could not be restored by empty apologies. It was a subtle power play, testing whether I would bend or remain firm. I didn't. After the chaos settled, I started thinking about how fragile trust can be between siblings. I remembered all the little moments growing up. The time he borrowed my bike, without asking, the time he borrowed my video games, and all the tiny betrayals that seemed insignificant at the time. They weren't significant then, but in hindsight, they were warning signs of the pattern that would lead to him trying to take my car. I realized that protecting what's mine isn't just about property. It's about boundaries, respect, and lessons that have to be learned. I decided that banning him from driving was only the beginning. I needed a plan to teach him responsibility, without letting anger dictate my actions. The next few days, I reviewed everything: the car insurance, our parents' guidance, the legal implications. I wasn't trying to humiliate him publicly. I just wanted to make sure nothing like this could ever happen again. I called my parents, carefully explaining my decision and my reasoning. They were torn between siding with me and wanting to mediate, but ultimately they understood why I acted decisively. Meanwhile, my brother was sulking, obviously upset, but I noticed a glimmer of realization in his eyes. He finally understood the consequences of his actions, in a way that lectures never could. Over the next week, I observed his behavior closely. He avoided touching the car, kept his distance, and even started apologizing for small things, almost timidly. It was a strange shift in our relationship. I could feel tension, but also a new sense of respect. I knew this didn't fix everything, and that our bond would take months, maybe years to repair, but at least the lesson was clear. Responsibility isn't optional, and deceit has consequences, even among family. I started reflecting on how often adults underestimate sibling rivalry and trust issues. My brother's behavior could have escalated in different circumstances, costing more than just a car. I realized it was a turning point for both of us, a moment that could define our future interactions for better or worse. I also began considering preventative measures, how to reinforce rules, boundaries, and consequences, not just